Hey everybody, so it's been a while since I've done a good old-fashioned book haul. That doesn't mean that I don't have amazing books to tell you about, I just haven't done one in a while. So I'm here to fix that. So I hope you're ready for your TBR to utterly explode, because today it's all about the good old-fashioned book haul. Let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you all doing today? As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're safe, and of course, I hope you're reading an amazing book, or two or three or four. Northern California has sunshine, but it is not warm. It is not warm. I know complaining about 50 degrees may seem silly to some of you, but when I walk my dogs, it's in the 30s, and it is cold, but the sun is out, sitting in the sun is lovely. I've gotten some great reading done. My parents have come to visit. You know, work is work. It will always be crazy and busy, but I really can't complain, and I hope you can't either. But today I'm here to tell you about a stack of amazing books to make that TBR of yours continue to explode. So let's get started. Get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, please order these books from your local independent bookstore. You know, they like when we support them. And also, if you're a library user, get these books from your local library. Digitally, in person, however you utilize your library, get them for yourself. Okay, so the first book is actually a book that I am super excited to read. The reason being, I absolutely adore this author. The book is We Should Not Be Friends by Will Schwalbe. Will has had two previous books out that I've read, The End of Your Life Book Club and Books for Living, I believe is what it's called. End of Your Life Book Club, tears everywhere, but it was all about books and literature and his relationship with his mother. Books for Living is almost like a lifelong reading list, and he is just one of those writers that does an amazing job of almost having a conversation with you. I've met Will twice at Booktopia events, and I'm friends with him on all the social medias and stuff, and he is just a lovely human being. And this is the story of a friendship he had from college on that should really never have happened. He is sort of an introverted, sort of theater guy, sort of that nerdy kid that shouldn't be friends with the jock wrestler guy who wants to join the Navy SEALs and all of that. But he meets this guy in college due to a secret society of Yale, which I cannot wait to read all about. And they do become friends, and the book sort of charts their friendship through the years, in and out of each other's lives, and all of that. And when you read a Will Schwalbe book, I'm just telling you, it's sort of like he's just sitting there in front of you. Now, this book is just about to come out, or just came out. Will just released his book tour schedule. I saw it on my Facebook, so please, if you can go see him he will charm you beyond all belief, and he just tells an amazing story. So thank you very much, Will and Knopf, for sending me this copy of We Should Not Be Friends. And it is out now, or very soon. You can get your hands on it. Please go see him in person if you can. Absolutely lovely. And support your local bookstores and support Will. Okay, so let's stay in the nonfiction world. I actually have a bit of nonfiction in this haul for you with the book We Were Once a Family by Roxanna Asgarian. This is out from FSG, comes out on March 14th of 2023. The byline of this is a story of love, death, and child removal in America. So I think it's important to say that this book is really, it's centered around the journalistic investigation of a tragic event that occurred in 2018. I wanted to put it further back because it's horrifying. But these rescue workers find this SUV that have two dead women in it and a group of children. I believe there are 6 children in total. And the book goes into, and it's ruled a murder-suicide. And it goes into that, but it also goes into an investigation into the American foster care system, child removal, all of that kind of stuff. So I will say the blurb on the back made me teary. I started this book. It's emotional. It's going to be one of those books. It's going to hit the heart, but I do think that it has something important to tell us. So, We Were Once a Family by Roxanna Asgarian, out from FSG on March 14th, 2023. Okay. Next is a memoir from a new publisher, I think. I have not heard of them, so I apologize if I'm saying that they're not new. But this is My What If Year by Alisha Fernandez Miranda, out from Zibby Books, Zibby, which I did not know, but they sent me this book in this really cute package. So I am here to support the new publishing companies. And this is the story of Alisha. She is a successful Latina CEO, and she takes a year off from her job to explore all of those careers she dreamed of doing at one time. And I guess she goes to Broadway, she goes to the London theater scene, she winds up in a Scottish hotel. So all of these different experiences, and just really it's a story of how learning all of this sort of humbles her and teaches her so much about herself and really about the world that she didn't know. I think it's going to be utterly charming, and that's My What If Year by Alisha Fernandez Miranda, out from Zibby Books, and I believe this is out now. I think you can get your hands on it as we speak. Okay, so I have a couple of books from Catapult in this pile today, and the first is I Keep My Exoskeletons to Myself by Marisa Crane, and this one's out now. I've seen this one in the bookstore already. This takes place in an alternate United States where a department called the Department of Balance has adapted this new way of punishing people for crimes. It's sort of a new way of law enforcement that instead of going to prison, you get an extra shadow, and for every crime you get another shadow and another shadow and another shadow. And so as you can imagine, these people with these shadows are treated differently. Their rights are changed because of this, because you can see this every time they walk up. So you can never really, if you're one of these people, you can't really walk into a situation without someone already prejudging you. But this department is in utter disarray. It's crazy, and everything's going on. Our main character is Chris. She's a brand new single mother. Her wife has recently passed, I believe, and she's learning sort of how to navigate the world as a mom. And as her daughter, I believe it's her daughter, I apologize, I don't know the gender of the child, but as her child begins to grow up, Chris starts to realize more and more about the world. And it sort of dampens the sort of harshness of the reality in which Chris lives. So that is I Keep My Exoskeletons to Myself by Marisa Crane, out from Catapult, and you can get your hands on that one right now. Sounds interesting, right? I have a number of books on my bookshelf right now with these sort of alternate USs, and they have all been very, very good. So out from Pantheon this month, I believe it comes out in a week. Don't quote me on that. It may be already out. Those dates are a bit flexible, but this is An Autobiography of Skin by Lakiesha Carr. And again, this comes out this month from Pantheon. This is the story. I'm going to use the back to help. It's about the interconnected generations of a group of women in the South. It says a middle-aged woman feeds slots at a secret backroom parlor. A new mother descends into a devastating postpartum depression, racked by the fear that she is unable to protect her children. A daughter returns home to join the other women in her family in waging spiritual combat with the ghosts of the past. So it sort of interweaves all of that. I'm really actually quite excited for this book. The cover is quite it's just stark, but it's very, very beautiful. And I love these sort of multi-generational interwoven family tales. They're sort of a sweet spot for me. So that's An Autobiography of Skin by Lakiesha Carr, out from Pantheon. And I believe it comes out very, very soon. Oh gosh, there are a lot of hard topics in this book haul today, to be honest with you. There are a lot of books that deal with some sad stuff, but they usually make the most fantastic reads. So we're going to continue on. Let me tell you about Tell the Rest by Lucy Jane Bledsoe. This is out in March from Akasha Books, right? Yeah, Akashic Books. And this is a story of conversion therapy. So basically we have a young man and woman who are at a Christian-approved conversion therapy, and something happens where an act of violence by the counselors against one of the children that's there with them, or one of the people that's with them, and our two main characters flee and run away. And they go in sort of different directions, both with long journeys home, and we come back to them years later. One, she is a basketball coach, but life has sort of thrown her a couple. She's lost her job. I think her wife has left her, and she returns home to a little town in Oregon to coach the local, I think, high school girls basketball team. The other one, he has gone to New York. He's become a very famous poet, but he really just wants to write a poem about the escape from and sort of the emotional baggage of the conversion therapy camp that he was involved in, and how all of that winds up coming together. So I think this is, again, going to be a very tough read, but worth reading about. And that's Tell the Rest by Lucy Jane Bledsoe from Akashic Books. This comes out in March of 2023, March 7th. So literally just around the corner. Okay. I have not heard of this book, and when it arrived from Holt, I thought, this book sounds amazing. How have I not heard about it already? So let me make sure you have heard about it. So this is Wandering Souls by Cecile Pin. This comes out in March as well. Let me see if I have an actual date. Is there? No, I don't have an actual date on it, but it's in March, which is right around the corner. So this is set right after the Vietnam War, the last American troops to leave Vietnam. And we have three siblings who travel to Hong Kong and wait for their parents. But their parents and their younger siblings never make it. The tragedy sort of strikes, and the three children are left on their own. The oldest child has to take over, and this story follows them from Hong Kong as they immigrate to the UK, and sort of the life that they wind up all three having to live in this new space. And I love this line here. As they mature, each sibling reckons with the survivor's guilt, unmoored by their parents' absence. And with every choice, their paths diverge further until it's unclear if love alone can keep them together. Whew, sounds like it's going to break my heart yet again, but I really think it sounds quite powerful. So that's Wandering Souls by Cecile Pin. This is out from Holt in March of 2023. Okay. 3 more. I know this is a long book haul, but I have so many amazing books to tell you about. So 2 books in a row from Catapult. The first is Brutes by Dizz Tate. Can we just take a moment on how fantastic that name is? Fantastic. Absolutely love it. This book just came out as well. And I am really excited about this one. It says in the blurb that it's a combination of the Virgin Suicides and the Florida Project. So all of that makes me want to read it. But so this is a story. It's in a small town in Florida of a group, like a 13-year-old girl group, gang group, sort of, that worship the daughter of the local preacher. And they sort of like fall over every one of her actions, that she's sort of perfect. And then one day she disappears. And it's sort of the investigation into that, and then that turns into extrapolate into the secrets of this little town. And all of that comes out after she is gone missing. So, yeah, this sounds like it's going to be fantastic. I can almost already see the movie in my head. Don't ask me why. But there's a lot of really good stories coming out about, young women and sort of dealing with the secrets of the town or their family or histories. It's so good. So Brutes by Dizz Tate, out from Catapult Books. Yeah, so definitely get that. And then, again from Catapult, and this author, let me say the name of the book. It's Brother and Sister Enter the Forest by Richard Mirabella, and this is out from Catapult. And I just saw that this author is going to be one of the authors at Booktopia at Northshire Bookstore in Vermont. If you are in that area and have not gone to a Booktopia event, highly recommend doing it. Lovely people, fantastic bookstore, amazing authors. You get sort of like this firsthand, and Richard will be there. So Brothers and Sisters Enter the Forest. Okay. Again, what are all these books going to break my heart? Break my heart. So after years of not speaking to his sister, Justin winds up appearing at his sister's door, needing somewhere to stay. His life has sort of gotten so out of disarray, he has nowhere to go. And he winds up at his sister's house, and she lets him in. And they haven't talked for a long time, and the sister, I think her name is Willa, has a very organized life. She's like a nurse, and she's got a boyfriend. She's got sort of everything in order. And then Justin sort of just blows that out of the water. He spirals out of control. He's dealing with sobriety. He's dealing with a brain injury. So that is like sort of the first part of this book, is that relationship and how that all goes. Then you flash back to when Justin left, and you find out that he fled, or he left with his first love, his first boyfriend, and that boyfriend commits this act of violence that winds up causing them to sort of travel the United States, and the repercussions of said, which lead us to the initial story of him coming back to his door, the door of his sister. I think it sounds really good. I love those flashbacky type of things. If you are going to Booktopia, go see him. Go see him. So that's Brother and Sister Enter the Forest by Richard Mirabella, and this is out from Catapult. And I think it comes out this week, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Last but not least is a graphic novel. So charming. And I'm going to hold it up first. So it's Esther's Notebooks by Riad Sattouf. This is translated from the French by, hold on, give me a minute. Sam Taylor. This is out from Pantheon Books. I'm just going to read to you how this book and these sort of came into fruition. It's so charming. So once a week for 3 years, the comic book artist Riad Sattouf had a chat with his friend's outgoing young daughter Esther, in which she told him about her family, her school, her friends, her hopes, her dreams, and her fears. After each meeting, he would create a one-page comic strip based on what she said. Esther's Notebooks gathers 156 of those strips, spanning Esther's life from ages 9 through 12, giving us the delightful look into the daily dramas, thoughtful, intelligent, and high-spirited thoughts of a young girl. So I have to say, it's just adorable, and I love the idea of it, and it's just so cute. So thank you very much. Pantheon has sent me a number of these like larger graphic novels lately that are just so good. So this is Esther's Notebooks by Riad Sattouf, translated from the French by, let me get his name, I think it's Sam Taylor, and you can definitely see why. This would be a fun one to read with your young child, right? Your teenage, like early 8-year-old child, and just sort of go through the day, and then have them maybe take a moment to tell you a story, and then maybe you draw something together. It could be a very inspiring little thing to do with young readers. So I'm going to try to hold this up because it is a bit of a stack. Woo, there we go. There we go. So, as always, if you are a return subscriber, I could not do this without you. Thank you so much. If you are new to my channel, please hit subscribe and all of that stuff down below. I would really, really appreciate it. As always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading. Bye, everybody.